So here we are on a beautiful fall afternoon in downtown Columbia, Tennessee at the Looney house. And I know a lot of you folks have been asking why and what does it mean to glaze a window. So I thought I would show you just a few steps today, and then at least how to start glazing, and then I'll do a video later on how to actually do the glazing and the finishing. So hang on and we'll see what's going on here. So the first thing you got to do is all these windows that we have, probably around 1835 or so windows, they start out and they've been glazed and reglazed, and they just look kind of messy. So what I've been doing this weekend, and for weeks now actually, is I've been knocking the glazing out, the old stuff, and then putting new glazing in. So I'm just going to show you just real quick what that looks like. So here's some I've already done. See, I've gone in and knocked the glazing loose all the way down to the window. So glass, wood, and the glazing is usually right in there, but I'm having to go in, show you what I'm using. I'm having to go in with a chisel and a hammer and just hit all the way around and knock all that glazing out. Gotta be extremely careful because there's already glass that's broken, and then there's other glass that's got cracks in it which we're going to have to take out. So obviously this pane, there's a little wasp for you. This pane here will have to go because of this crack, but this one beside it's in great shape, so it'll stay. So I don't have to do anything to it now. This one's going to stay, and I can check them by just pushing on them and making sure they're not loose. If they're loose, I would end up having to take those, either put some little glazer points, which are little metal points in here to make it stay. But on ones like this, I'll just be taking the glass all the way out and replacing it with another wavy glass. Hopefully I can steal some from a window that we're not going to be using in the back. So for the rest of the day, what I'm going to be doing is just knocking all this old glazing out. And like I say, being very careful on windows like this one. That's good, and then not as careful on this one. I still gotta get the glazing out, but I don't have to worry about breaking the window. So far I've been pretty lucky not breaking very many windows. The only windows I have broken is when I push the glazing point in, and sometimes I get it just a little too tight and it'll crack it, but it's very, very seldom. But what I'll do is take a hammer, put this here, and then just hit the hammer and just gently knock all that out without getting up against the glass and breaking the glass. So you got to kind of tear the glazing out from the outside in, being very gentle around the glass. And I'm wearing safety goggles as always, and I am on a scaffold, so I got a pretty good footing. And then what we're going to do is, the next video is I'll show you after I get done knocking all this glazing out on all this window all the way to the top, and it's 12/12 panes all the way to the bottom. Once I get done with that, then I'll come back and we'll talk about how I clean them and then how I tape them, and then we'll start doing some glazing. Stay tuned.